What's up, guys? It's Mr. Janvid, and today we're back on the Pokemon Showdown server, and we're gonna be continuing. We're just gonna have some fun and continually play. Our goal is still to never lose, meaning not. I want to clarify. It doesn't mean losing is bad. You always play to win, but if you lose, there are good lessons from it that'll end up making you better. But meaning, like, we still want to keep the stakes. I don't want it to make it seem like, oh yeah, it doesn't, because obviously eventually we keep playing. If I just grab a really solid team like a PEX, like just play enough games, you're gonna get to the top, right? But there, it just loses that feeling of stakes that I think the road brought and really like made a game meaningful, you know. So still with that mindset in mind, I'm gonna keep using this. I played quite a few games, won most of them, lost a few, and so I'm really starting to get a swing. That's why I'm using this team again. Well, two main reasons. One, what was I gonna say? What was the first reason? I know the first reason is because, you know, the more you get adjusted to a team, you can see the difference. Like, for example, you know, last slide, the first time I used it, made mistakes, or, you know, maybe I'm just not thinking about it in the correct manner. So for example, this team is very, very offensive. It doesn't have a lot of defensive backbone, and so if I'm playing it with a, basically if I use this team, I have to just kind of commit to, okay, I'm not gonna be able to guard against everything, so I can't really play in a way where it's like I'm scouting too much, because I just don't have the wiggle room for it, because it's just not a bulkier team. I don't think anything on my team has recovery. None of it's defensive for the most part, other than maybe Finny, right? And so I have to think about it in a way where I say, okay, how can I beat him before he beats me? And I think that's something I didn't respect the first time I used this team. I was thinking more in a balanced way, because if you look at it like on paper, it looks like a balanced team. Like, it looks, you know, Finny defensive, Lando, could be Roost strike. Like, it looks fairly balanced, but none of them are balanced. And so I have to keep that in mind as I move forward. And so let's consider how we can take value. Immediately I notice 5 out of his mons are weak to Ice Punch. So that's something I'm going to be really hounding on. Heatran is his only good double iron bash switching, so that's something I'm going to be hounding on. Landorus is necessary in order to protect me from his, for sure, because otherwise his becomes a problem. Finny's necessary for the Dragapult. I'm not gonna say anything because I want him to play his normal way. I find when people know it's me, they play very recklessly. They're like, yo, I don't think I'm gonna win anyway, so I'm just gonna make a bunch of random stuff. People used to do this all the time back in the day. So I think just assessing this, SD Weavile is almost a guaranteed win, and Dragonite is almost. And so I'm going to aim to sneak some value early. If he's a viewer of mine and he watched my live yesterday, he'll stay in. He won't stay in. So could be Scarf. I haven't seen a Scarf land in a long time, actually, now that I think about it. It could be Scarf. So he got my multi-scale broken. It could be Scarf. It could be that he just knew and he just wanted to intimidate me. If he is Scarf, that means that he has to really play carefully with Heatran. Like, for example, if I EQ this turn, that's a huge assumption. One, he's 1560. Secondly, if I EQ and he doesn't switch and he's defensive and he toxic, the downsides are just we just discussed that Dragonite is our most important member. His Heatran is such an important member, but it's also such a big issue for me. And so what I think I'll end up doing is I'll get my mons right. So he goes to heat train, right? So let's say I EQ there. The game's over. Over. Turn 1. I'm going to let the timer wear down a bit so he thinks that I have EQ. But he might scout. I wanted a double ice punch, but it's just not worth the risk. Yeah. So double ice punch obviously would have paid off there. We already discussed how important Tapu Fini is. Well, who's not as important? My Magnezone isn't as important as the other members. Under terrain, Heatran would make sense. Surprise Lando, because now you're... I doubt you. I mean, I guess you could feel like, okay, I can just go to my Polt. U-turn is actually a pretty safe play. Yeah. Very interesting Dragonite play. I disagree with Dragonite here. Like, one, you just telegraph the Ice Beam. But more importantly, like, you just put my Melmetal in a position of victory. So the question is, do you go hard Heatran here? Yeah, it's never the play. So Dragonite is low. I should never roost. So right, you see how much double Iron Bash is doing, even though it's defensive. So what I'm gonna do is get Toxic up, get Rocks up, and I'm just gonna have to double Iron Bash as often as possible. If I go Fini and he rocks, he then gets Rillaboom, and then I get value exchange there isn't like amazing. I'd prefer to get Landorus on our rocks. If he Magma Storm, so be it. You're risking another Magma Storm to potentially hit my Tran, like potentially. So now he's gonna have to make a decision. Do I either, well, if you're Ice Beam, then let's say Defogs here, then I get a free knock. Weavile's actually a better value taker, and that's something I wasn't assessing properly. I wasn't assessing who's the better value taker here. So like, for example, here I just go, if I SD, do I win? What would he, Ice Beam EQ, I'd assume, Toxic, Ice Beam Toxic. If I SD, I do win. And he knows that. The Triple Axle isn't even a good play. Because it can miss. Ice Shard should kill him. And Triple Axle is doing equally nothing to Heatran anyway. What would he do to me? Okay, EQ is the best he got. Okay, cool. That's all I needed to know. I wasn't sure if he had anything better. So this is, again, value taking 101. I'm going to knock one because I know it'll kill. But two, in case he tries to go to Heatran to pivot around, right? So now he has to go to Landorus and go to Heatran to pivot around, which is way better for me. He didn't pivot around. I think he just loses now then. I'm pretty sure you die. Even if he doesn't, the removal of Rillaboom means what for me? Now he has no ground resist, and I have Dragonite, and again, I doubt he lives. Life 4 +1, it wasn't happening. And because I got that damage on Heatran earlier, so as he said, like, I'm learning from my mistakes, and like in that mindset shift, I'm shifting out of defensive, sort of like, okay, I'm using offense like balance. And Joey actually made a comment. He said, "You actually put rocks on the team when it's supposed to keep rocks off." I don't think having rocks on it necessarily needs to shift the focus. I mean, you can argue, well, U-turn, you can U-turn, right? You don't have U-turn anymore. But there are plenty of games I've had where it's like, man, if I didn't have rocks up, this would be a fucking mess. So I like to have the option. I'd rather be able to have the option of setting up rocks than not have the option and only have U-turn. And something I've also noticed is that people simply just don't think about Magnezone with their steel types. And so that's a learning lesson, or at least something I've noticed. So immediately, let's see what Dragonite actually defeats here. Choice Banded, Dual Wing Beat goes in versus everything except Skarmory. So we want to avoid as many Rocky Helmets as possible. Unfortunately, we only have one knockoff user, so, and none of the mons that would carry Rocky Helm. Actually, that's not true. Skarm would come in, and Peck, so that's not true. Tapu Finney's incredible this game. In fact, I'm gonna aim to really take value from him with it. If I can catch his Pex, my Melmetal is a very big problem. Because at that point, Skarms, you're only switching and I can trap that. If you're Helmet, then you get punished. I mean, you punish me, but then you get trapped. So Landorus core purpose is Intimidate, Shuffle, very good. I need, like, this is a game where I want rocks. Weavile isn't sweeping, but it is super useful for knock. I'll try to keep it tucked. Dragonite is my biggest threat. The biggest issue for a Dragonite on lead would be Coco U-turning out. He takes my item. So I think no matter what, my best bet is going to be a Landorus Therian here. I actually really wanted to lead Finny versus his Pex, but, you know, like for example right here, the question is, because he's just going to leave it in to take the EQ. Oh, he doesn't. This is what I meant. Like, either he is Shed Show, or he doesn't give a fuck. I'm gonna EQ here. Okay. Still doesn't say. Gonna just, so I body presses here. Again, either he is Shed Show or he doesn't give a fuck. So what I'm gonna do is Stealth Rock one more time. He should spike this turn. And I'm going to find out. So he should body press here. So I'll Whirlpool this turn. Excellent. Excellent. Taunt. Nature's Madness twice. Please fucking hit. Really appreciate that. So, okay. So that's Shed Shell. Okay. Okay. So this is good for a few reasons. Finny, man. Dude. I need that fucking damage. For this is, again, it's good for two reasons. If this isn't, that means Weavile would have, like, the only way he could deal with my Weavile was this Scizor. Well, comfortably. Because Triple Axis still smashes Clef. So me not getting that damage off was a huge fucking deal. I've shown Taunt. So the world, like, frustrating. But, you know, we're going to move on. I'll Taunt. I need this to stay low. Like, imagine him Whirlpooled right now. Now he gets the Bullet Punch, and my item is gone. So Pex isn't Helmet. I'm assuming Skarm isn't. So what does that mean for us moving forward? Let's say he BPs. He's doing 20% to me. Nature's Madness. Nature's Madness is the mon there. So he's shown that he's not trappable, which is fine. The most important thing is that you can't harm me, right? And so now I get to Whirlpool once again, and whatever he brings in is plus side. So Clef is trapped in the Vortex. Okay. So let's say he is unaware. Does Whirlpool do I think he is unaware, because Whirlpool doesn't hurt Magic Guard. I don't believe. I don't know if that classifies as damage or it classifies as passive damage. Percent of his health. So we Nature's Madness here, because this helps Dragonite out, because he should. Oh, Thunder. Come on, dude. Oh my god, bro. It's like... Alright, we just gotta make do, right? So let's find out if the Skarm is Shed Shell as well. I mean, this Toxapex is too low. Right. So it is Shed Shell. Which makes a lot more sense. So we're gonna remove all these Shed Shells. Well, actually, this was a horrible play. Well, Weavile in comparison to killing Skarm. Actually, I don't think this is a horrible play. Yeah, he's smart enough to know to... So it was Life Orb Clef. Triple Axle kills, I'm pretty sure. Please, please. Thank you. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Weavile. Thank you. I appreciate your work. I appreciate your service. I appreciate your service. Now, this is an important turn. If I Thunder Punch into his Skarm, it's done. If I Double Iron Bash into his Melmetal, it's done. It's such an obvious Thunder Punch. Like, you have terrain, you have to switch. I went Skarm last time. Yeah, okay. I was like, this is such an obvious though Thunder Punch. So now I can Thunder Punch like a king. If he was body pressing, then you're fearing my... Okay. Yeah. You fear me. Specs Coco. Should spike here. Mike Magnezone is now a problem outside of trapping Skarm. So now it's just a problem, period. Whether you're trapped or not. I knew he wasn't trapped, but what's Coco gonna do to a Magnezone? You know what I mean? So Magnezone just is a problem, period. Iron Defense would win me the game. Thunderbolt here. Scizor can't touch me. Yeah, you're not doing shit. So Magnezone just offensively a problem now. Which is good. Which is good. He's showing BP. I should be faster. Yep. Yep. And Iron Defense just solos him now. Yeah. That won't work because you're boosting and you can't touch me. Yeah, you can't do shit to me. Yeah. Okay. So we slowed down. We were like, okay, let's get this logic right. Opponent has to be Shed Shell the way he's playing. And that's what I was thinking the first couple times. I was like, okay, but what was interesting was they weren't. And so let's say, for example, that he was not Shed Shell. And he was just like, I don't give a fuck. What that would then mean is that I could trap his Skarm. Now, that begs the question, what's Skarm's purpose? If Skarm dies, show me his Landers. It was good Landers switching. Because it was Life Orb Clef, so that wasn't reliable. Show me his good. What's it called? Dragonite. Right? Choice Banded Dragonite. We saw Melmetal kill this Hippo. It was Spadef. Right? So these are things to even if it was Fizdef, Hippowdon, it's just not reliable because that would be your best Lando switching at that point, and then Lando's 9 times out of 10 has Toxic these days. But you know, came from again that shift in mindset. Okay, how can I take value? And this is something I actually work on with you know, some of my proteges that I train. And if you want one-on-one training, I need to up my game again. So I'm gonna do some off-screen laddering just to get all this rust off, because I'm just so out of tune with the meta game, and that's not okay. Especially if you guys come to my channel for that, like it's doing you all a disservice simply because I'm too lazy to want to go on the ladder. So definitely need to do that. Now, moving forward, immediately I notice a ground susceptibility. We've already identified that I'm mad Lele weak. Volcarona is well checked between Dragonite and Dragonite. Magnezone is damn good. Until we find out what, because Magnezone doesn't trap anything in particular, but if card is choiced, it disincentivizes him locking himself in the move. If Melmetal's choice disincentivizes double Iron Bash. You know, obviously it's nice for Scizor as well. Lele makes the most sense. Well, Melmetal makes the most sense for me to cover for that, and then pivot on a potential Focus Blast or on a potential switch to Volcarona. I think my biggest value taker is going to be Weavile. And Melmetal. But it's just not that simple. It's not that simple. So right here we have the potential of trading value, right? Okay, I can, you know, EQ your Melmetal, or we can both go to Landers. I'll be at a slight disadvantage because I'm a faster Melmetal. Or I could get the EQ damage. Now if I EQ him, that means he can't switch into superpowers, yeah. And he's fast, which means he has a little HP. I might kill him. Yeah, okay. So his Melmetal is gone. Mine is gone. Now again, the trade-off, Melmetal offensively is very good, but defensively, like I can't switch into shit. Because I'm not a bulky variant. But now he's super weak to dual wing beat. So my thing is, well, if you went cart, that implies that you can kill me. So it's like, okay, well, what are you planning to kill me? But it also implies that you're confident that Lando has to be my player, even though I'm not defensive. That looks like Life Orb Bandit, which is good information because now I know that my Weavile outspeed his cart. And once cart gets outsped, that's a done deal. I don't even need rocks as much as I need the damage on this cart. Oh, yeah, because then it just kill. No, that's not true. I can trap you with, like, let's say he doesn't. No, that'll depend on if he has Sacred Sword. So what I'm thinking here, if I don't need rocks as much as, yeah, I can't have him just Swords Dancing for free. I don't need rocks enough to where like that makes sense. Obviously Melmetal is the sack, but he gets a beast boost. The question is just who's more important to me, Magnezone or Landers? Well, it depends on if he gets a speed boost. Okay, it doesn't. So that's SD was irrelevant then. Okay. Yeah. And Weavile so damn fast that it's actually just one speed tier. Surprised he went Lando. I guess not. I guess not. Because you just do this and you pivot to your Weavile. I mean your Scizor, right? Yeah. And then you turn out. I only got one Axle. But as I said, he's so weak to. Well, I've seen Life Orb. He's actually a pretty offensive team. He could be Life Orb. I'm actually gonna go to Magnezone here. If he superpowers, it won't knock me out. Okay, so superpower will intimidate, knock, But that don't beat Magnezone though. So I'm getting to the point where I might be able to extreme speed destroy him. It just depends on what his Lele is, right? So just very interesting decisions. Obviously, you bullet punch. I get more life for recoil. Thunderbolt for the value. Yeah, it's just interesting decisions. So I get to keep zone, which is great. And I get to keep Dragonite at the utmost. So again, dual wing beat at this point can't be guarded against. His best bet is if he's choice Scarf to go to top of Lele. If I go Dragonite, he loses Amon for sure. Lele. Okay. Now the question is, are you choice Scarf? Are you choice Spexed? If he's Spexed, Magnezone is my play here anyway. If he's Spexed, don't think he 2-hit kills, but I don't know. That's Spexed. Yeah. And Flash Cannon here is quote unquote free. Quote unquote. Should EQ. Pivots. That's good. That's a bad it's a bad trade for him though. If he loses Weavile, I extreme speed him to death. And because I did that, I'm pretty sure he's gonna lose Amon this turn. Because Volk is faster, so even if he double switches, yeah. I get to hit him twice though if I do a wing beat. I guess I don't need to be. Even if I get burnt, I wouldn't need to be. No, I don't hit him twice. Why am I tripping? Like, I'm a fucking banded Dragonite. Volk's not taking one of them shits. So he specs Lele, which is good info. Zone is no longer necessary, though Zone gets a kill when it comes in. Finny does not. Actually, Finny's better here. One I might take too. Yeah. And if I get this Moonblast damage off, Weavile knocks him out with. There's no way that's not specs. I should have imported these sets. I should have. There's no way that's not specs though. I'm used to choice specs, Tapu Fini. I imported the sets yesterday. I wonder if it's still in there. Only show custom sets. Let's see. Tapu Fini. Yeah, this is the set from yesterday. So Moonblast, Specs Moonblast doesn't. Oh, so he's Scarf. No, he's not Scarf. He's Modest Scarf. He's Modest Scarf. So Orlando goes down. So if that's the case, then I made the good play saving Magnezone. If he's a Modest Scarf, I don't want. So let's say here we go. Magnezone. What would need to happen for him though? When he need to crit me. But I like the terrain change. So I could extreme speed the Lele. So let's say I sack Magnezone, go to Weavile, knock off. If I sack Magnezone, go to Weavile, knock off his cart. I then sack Finny and extreme speed into Ice Shard should kill it. I just don't want him to crit me. That's a problem. If he crits my Magnezone, I could lose. Whereas I don't think he could ever win now. Unless he can take both a Bandit Extreme Speed and a Ice Shard. And if that's true, then I just threw. Let's find out if I just threw. My timer is pretty low, so I don't want. Oh, actually, I just live too. That's good. Okay. Phew. All right. So it's just a straight win now. Let's see how much E-Speed was doing. It's a good head calc for later. Oh, that shit did 67. Okay. Yeah. It's been so long since I've used Dragonite. Choice Banded. Like Oras days we're talking. So that's a calc that I want to know for the future. Dragonite. Custom set. Oh. Come on, guys. At least entertain me like Psychic Terrain isn't up. So yeah, E-Speed does 66 to 78. An Adamant Life Orb Ice Shard certainly would have picked it up after that. So I did make the right play. Because if he crit Magnezone, because then Psychic Terrain would be up, right? Because I'd have given up Finny instead. To the Kartana. I couldn't E-Speed him. Yeah. Yeah, I think I like that end game a little bit better. So onwards. So as you can see, our losses have educated us a lot, and we're playing Ryzen, the same guy. What did we? I don't even remember what the fuck this guy did last time or what he had. I think he's the Toxapex guy. The trap, yeah, he had a bunch of stuff, so he knows what I got, which means that Corviknight ain't never coming out ever. So let's break this down and see what he guards poorly against. He clicks timer immediately, which means he's not thinking that much, because otherwise you'd be like, I need to think about my game plan, which was decently evident in the last one, but you still want to respect your opponent at all times. Finny is a problem. Coco is his only solution for Finny. Urshifu is a huge issue for me. Melmetal upon bashing is a huge issue for him, and there's almost nothing he can do about that. Dragonite's huge issue for him. What do I want to do to endgame this though? I might be able to endgame this with D-Knight's E-Speed and Finny. Okay, let's find out. Are you max speed? Are you like the last guy? You're just gonna go to your Slowking, Corviknight, helmet. No. So obvious U-turn here, unless this is bulk up. So obviously here it doesn't make much sense for me to just give him my terrain. I also don't want to just give him my Finny. I think Coco is something I'd rather have in than I'd rather have Coco in than I'd rather have Urshifu or Weavile. Because if I went to Melmetal, Urshifu or Weavile, well, Urshifu would come in. If I went to Landorus, Weavile would come in and just knock. So here at least I get to see what set he is. He could Dazzling, he could Thunderbolt, but obviously understands how important Finny is, so he makes the good play. Gonna Toxic. Is Lando being toxic? Matters a lot. How do I want to do this? Slowking isn't that important, but is Lando being toxic matters a lot. My goal here is to get Melmetal in as often as possible, but obviously we can't do that on a Scald. So if he does Future Sight, so be it. Teleports, which let's find out what kind of Coco he is. Did he take rocks? Nope. So he is heavy duty boots. Yeah. Which is good info for Melmetal. Him getting up rocks there without the toxic matters. So as you can see now, like, he's gonna Gleam, because he just lost too much momentum last time. But the Coco is an issue. he actually T-bolted again. EQ here every time. So he has U-turn. He just wasn't sure if I was Scarf. EQ there is always my play. Should pivot to Slowking. That's what I expected him to do last time. So since I'm intimidated, it's like in your best interest to just go hard back to. But then Finny, I should have versus the Landers. Well, I don't know if he has U-turn, so I wouldn't say that. I need to get these next couple turns right. So I have to go to Finny primary. Okay, future size. That's really good for us. I don't think he knows that I have taunt, right? If anybody's taking the future sight, it's not Finny. But if he switches, he's gonna go to Coco. Not take a future. It's not gonna hurt too much, but who else would I rather take it? Magnezone? Magnezone keeping that Corviknight at bay though. Yeah, Magnezone's a good position. This turn right here is why the Toxic on Lando mattered so much. So picture this playing out. A Toxic Landorus with my Magnezone in right now being able to Flash Cannon. That's a dead mon. Right? But because he didn't, he gets to get away. Said he obviously gets to get away. Toxic on my Landorus is a big deal. My Landers coming against is so obvious. So we're gonna find out if he has knock. If he has U-turn. Personally, I think he's gonna EQ because this is just such an issue. And if I'm choice scarfed, his Lando dies here. So I could also see him going to Slowking as a mid ground. It's like, okay, if you go to Landers, then I get my Slowking in. It's clear that you don't have U-turn. But what I'm actually also gonna do is get rid of his rocks. That's something I didn't factor. But that's why Toxic mattered more. Because I don't want rocks up, but in hindsight, I'm like, rocks are hurting me more than they're hurting him. His boost Slowking, his boost Coco, it's probably boost Weavile. Urshifu isn't taking much, and I've gotten the damage I needed on his Landers. So as I said, I could see him EQing here. There's certainly a case for that. And my best bet is to eventually be able to extreme speed him down. Or start double iron bashing. If I can KO his Landers, now let's say he doesn't go for EQ here, and I KO his Landers, because you're figuring, yep, EQ makes sense. And so now we're gonna find out if he has U-turn, but I'll just defog here again. The rocks are bothering me far more than they're bothering him. I could see a case for him scalding here, but if we just play that patient game, future sights, and we've already displayed so now Melmel's the play. Shouldn't teleport. Yeah, you should go hard Coco here. And now this is a problem, because if I Thunder Punch, you're done. But I have no reason not to double Iron Bash here. None. If he goes Corviknight, you have to worry about my Magnezone. And you can't switch. Wow. He's slow. So now double Iron Bash is just... So this is the mine I was afraid of from Jump Street. Which is why I was like, keep that Finny tucked, boy. Though I am not even sure if Finny was the right player. That is still a lot of damage, but I mean, it's on the team for a reason. So Moon Blasting hard here. Coco takes it. And now we're cruising a bit better, but right here, it's in his best interest to just U-turn out into Rapid Strike. Now I get a KO every time with dual Wing Beat, and so we're thinking, okay, how can we take value? It's probably better to have. It's better to have him U-turn here and bring in Rapid Strike, right? And get that free switch into my Dragonite. But who do I give up? Let's say he has Ice Punch. That would blow. If he doesn't, I get a kill. So I trade Magnezone for whatever he's going to give me. And we're getting closer and closer to E-speedableness. Yeah, I don't want my Finny taking any more damage. Let him kill Zone. Like right there, if I went to Dragonite, it's a little greedy because we've seen an Ice Punch. Like I've seen an Ice Punch one today, and so this allows for us to do a Wing Beat, which ensures Amon dies. So we're gonna trade value here. But every time my Melmetal comes in, he loses Amon, and every time my Dragonite comes in, he loses Amon, and so he decides Slowking is the mine. Ah! Game defining misses. Game defining misses, man. Game defining misses. He's gonna double switch here. Game defining misses. Knocks. Okay, I didn't expect knock there. Game defining misses, man. Actually goes Lando. I didn't think he'd go Lando. I don't agree with Lando there. That was so much momentum. Lagon. Now he just gets rocks. So much momentum gone. But here you Surging Strike. Problem is you give me another kill with the Dragonite again. No. My Lando is unguardable at this point. Finny. Damn good. Weavile. How good is Weavile really? How good is Weavile really? Okay, I'll give him this. So, like game defining, like right there, he doesn't get rocks without that miss. And Dragonite doesn't lose its mode. Like game defining misses right there. I still have multi-scale. He can't. Now Surging Strike's a real issue. Surging Strike's a real issue now. When before, you know, we had outs. I believe he was boots. I don't think I ever got to see what he did. So let's say SDs. You never SD here. But I have to go to... Now I can lose. Game defining misses, man. Oh, fucking Justice. Oh, the Justice is fucking scrumptious. I'm gonna need that. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Careful, careful, careful. Heavy duty boots, okay. He Ice Shards back. But that extreme speed is gonna come to play now. It was a speed tie. It was a speed tie. So let me think. If I go Finny, he goes Hard Cocoa and U-turns. If I go D-Knight, he could go Harder Sheaf. Oh, Dragonite, when I needed you most, you vanished, man. I needed you there. I need to make a play where he can't get anything out of it. I'm actually gonna go to Finny here. Okay, he leaves it in. The reason I went Finny is because now he has to go to Coco and he has to make a play. If he Thunderbolts that I go to Landers, he loses. If he U-turns and goes to Rapid Strike. No. I think I Guarantee win now. No, that's not true. I need to make this play right. Like, let's say I go to Coco. Let's say I go to Landers and he goes to Rapid Strike. I lose. Guaranteed. Pretty sure. Because Surging Strike should do over 50 to my Dragon. That's what I'm banking. I'm like, okay, well, if you U-turn here, I don't think he has the balls for it. I don't think he has the balls for it. Does he U-turn? Ah, he doesn't have the balls for it. Yes, that's a huge deal. That's a huge fucking turn right there. Because now I get to defog. Yeah. I get to defog here. And he's in D-Knight range. I think I win. I think. Let's find out. Okay. Because I'm outside of Surging Strike range now. So if he Ice Punch locks, I win. What could he possibly lock himself into to where I wouldn't win? 50%. Actually, how much did Finny take from this? Maybe I just choked. How much did Finny take? I should have looked at how much Finny took. Oh, wow. I just threw the game. I made all the right plays to get back. I didn't respect how much Finny... Why did I think Finny lived that? I'm not defensive. I'm not physically defensive. But I'm like, normal Finny takes that. I actually just threw. My play was to sack Finny, go back to Dragonite, and dual wing beat. Sloppy in game there. All that work just to throw. All that work just to throw the game away. And those be the worst ones because it's like, yo, Jam. Like everybody in the viewership is like, Jam, no, Finny dies from there. And that's such a simple calc too. Yeah. That's inexcusable. Got arrogant in the end game thinking it's over. Yeah. Yeah, my play was to just do it. If he Ice Punch locked, which should be the only way, could be like he wouldn't beat Finny anyway. So my only way to lose would be for him to Surging Strike to a KO Dragonite and then Surging Strike Oko Finny. Sloppy. I'll try not to take that into this one. It's a hard game. Magnezone's really good, but it depends so much on so many different things. Sacred Sword goes to defense boost, obviously. So he card technically could get through my Magnezone even if I boost. But it is my biggest issue. My biggest issue to him would definitely be my D-Knight and in a weird way, Finny. Mel too, but I have to get the play right every single time. Let's find out. There's a lot about his team I don't understand. Like movesets wise. And I've learned that I'm really weak to Magnetize Magnezone with Iron Defense. So if that's a set of his, then that's troublesome. I'd assume he'd assume that I'm Dragon Dance, so you'd not want to just spike mindlessly. Like for example, if I was DD dual wing beat, no, he might feel confident. It's like, okay, I got my land. I ain't scared. But this is rocks for sure. So if this is rocks for sure, is it explosion for sure too? Well, if that's the case, then at least I get rid of a mana of his. I don't want rocks up, but I can get defog. Okay, so it's toxic. I'll take that. What I'm gonna do here seems wonky. I'm gonna rocks first. Didn't expect Rapid Strike. But I was saying I was gonna rocks first, just on the off chance he went hard bish, because I'd die. Because well, Maybe he wouldn't sucker there though. So maybe not. Maybe I could have defogged there. But I'm faster than him, so he'd have rocks up afterwards. So I wanted the rocks, get him in a false sense of security, then defog as he U-turns. Then he would have gotten rid of the rocks. But spikes, I can live with some spikes. And so if that's the case, then what else do we need? It's the toxic landers, so it's not offensive. Who's our value taker right now? It's not evident. It's not a cookie cutter game in this one. If I go Finny hard, is that Scarf? That did less than the last guy, I feel like. Nature's Madness. Okay, he's just protective pads. He shouldn't have U-turned there. Because it shows me that you're not choiced. Finny, I cannot. You are such fucking garbage. Big miss right there. Particularly if he's life form. Huge miss. It's fine, man. It's Finny's fault, bro. Like, Finny, bro. Like, you be missing half the Nature's Madnesses, man. That's a huge miss. Because I just Moonblast next turn. And depending on his Bisharp set, he could be slower than me. Right, yep. Okay, yeah, he fucked up there. He should never have SD'd there. So he, as you can see right there, I just killed half its Bisharp at that point. Plus Moonblast would have done it. Really not sure. If he's choiced, he won't lock himself into anything that Magnezone can't beat. If he's not, he'll SD. And I can't let him SD for free. He Leaf Blades. Again, still not certain what this is. I'd assume you'd never Leaf Blade unless you can touch my Magnezone. Right. Either way, I'm going to go to my Dragonite and do a Wing Beat here. I think that guarantees value no matter what. It's not Helmet Lando. Took a lot. But I am... That's 50. Yeah, he might be fast. Lando. He might be fast toxic like me. Lando being gone, though, does mean Magnezone gets a KO every time. I don't keep my multi-scale, which isn't that deep. I think he might be choice card, or he's just like, I want you'd never go Magnezone unless you're Magnet Rise, right? Like Iron Defense, right? So let's play the Iron Defense. I knew the Iron Defense game isn't something that I come out good on. Yeah. But unless he has Magnet Rise, I don't knock him out, but I do a ton with Landers still, even though you're +6. Lander plus Dragonite. I guess it comes down to whether or not the card is Scarf and whether or not the Urshifu has Ice Punch. He has U-turn. I mean, I guess you could fit Ice Punch on there, which is why he got rid of my... That could be a reason why my... That could be a reason why my multi-scale will matter. Magnet Rise? No. Okay. Crit me there, which fucking sucks. My Lando should be higher than this. Now it dies. But he goes Rapid Strike, which is good for us. Because that now means that Dragonite's E-Speeds, Weavile, all the stuff. Surging Strikes, right? If the card is Scarf, for it to win... If I go Melmetal, I don't die to CC. But he just U-turn out and come back in. Side Magnezone, come back in. I go to D Knight, I know what I'll do. This could be. I'll go to Melmetal. I'm going to. One, if he U-turns, I get rocks damage, which from what we learned last time brings him into CC range. I guess it comes down to whether or not he is. So he probably had Ice Punch or Resurging Strike there. I don't see what other reason you'd have to play it like that. So he wants to try to Sacred Sword sweep, I'm guessing, which means you Thunderbolt here. I don't think E-Speed is knocking out Magnezone. So for me to win, what move would I want him to not be able to lock himself into? He's definitely Scar, which is so weird because he was gonna let my Magnezone trap him. Like of all the moves he could have locked himself into. So let's see if that is true. Then if he double, what would I need to do? I need to sack Weavile, go Dragonite, EQ. I think I still lose to Sacred Sword at that point. I don't know if there's a way around this. I gotta hope that he Thunderbolts. Yeah, he did. Good. Body Press was the play there. If you were trying to, well, I guess if you weren't sure if, I don't know. I think Body Press is still the play there. It'll knock. So he Sacred Sword locks, right? And so now Dragonite should take one from there, and Dual Wing Beat should do it. I'd be shocked if Dragonite has 226 defense. I'd be shocked if a non-stab Sacred Sword can kill. Okay, please hit. What? How'd he live? Hopefully Melmetal can take this. Melmetal, I doubt you're doing 76 to me. Is he max HP? Okay, Melmetal tanked. Melmetal's fucking ridiculous. How did he live? There is no way a Choice Banded Dual Wing Beat only does that. I guess because it is only base 80. GG, bro. Man, that was fucking embarrassing. I need to know these calcs. So Dragonite, Kartana. Wow, it really doesn't do shit. I know Kart's defense is nothing to scoff at, but its HP is trash. I just expect, like, that's a Choice Banded Dragonite stab Dual Wing Beat. Like, I'm expecting at least 90. A Dual Wing Beat really is just a mad weak move. But yeah, we're roughly 1829. And then we'll just continue going. But we learned a lot with this team. Learned a lot about adjusting the mindset. You know what? Fuck it. Let's keep playing. Let's keep playing. This is going to be Pokemon Day. I can tell that I've been playing too long. Because I was playing before this. Matter of fact, I'm going to pause, grab some water, and come right back. Alright, guys. I'm back. I can't believe I threw that game. I can't believe. Glastrier. Oh, Storm. My man Storm. It's about time we found Storm with the heat. I don't think he's noticed it's me yet. But Storm won. Two things Storm has going for him. Very good player. This is actually one of my coaches. You know, I've partly trained Storm my damn self. But he also has very creative sets. And so I can't play safe with him because I know nothing on his team is going to be standard. So that's probably Trap Finny. He's going to try to overwhelm me with Lele. That was good, but this is going to be a fun one. Can't wait to see the heat try. But let's see. I'll overwhelm him with Melmetal. This lets me know immediately he's gonna guard. He's either gonna lead Hydreigon, or his own Melmetal. I'm gonna aim for a Melmetal overwhelming sort of game, or Dragonite overwhelming sort of game. Yeah, Dragonite or Melmetal. Makes sense. Let's see how aggressive he is with it. Or he's Iron Defense. No, he's not. Okay. So it was coming in superpowered. Should have meant I would have lost. I think this happened in that very live. But in this game in particular, my Melmetal is way too important. So that's not a good value trade for me. So the Lele comes in to be expected. My Finny is very good here. He's banded Mel. So he Moonblasts here, and there's nothing I can do about it. Zone can take 2. So that's my bet. Oh, whew, what? Oh, I guess not. So EQ here would be my best bet. That's a little obvious. But I said double Iron Bash destroys him, but his Lele destroys me, but my Weavile destroys him. So it's gonna be an interesting mixture of things. It's definitely specs. It might be modest specs. This is a really important turn. If he gets this wrong, it puts him in a really good spot. If he gets it right, but I never die, and I might be faster than him enough to flinch. Yeah. Whether he's superpowered there or not was a big deal. But if I got it wrong, I lost another Mon. He almost guarantees Psychics here. He's never going for Focus Blast here. I mean, not Psychic. He almost guarantees Moon. Let's see. Yeah, figured. The question is, does Melmetal take 2 Moonblast? That was obvious, but again, we gotta just... Melmetal is way too important. Though, you know, risking a Focus Blast, I guess the way he's thinking is like, shit, like... I already feel like I'm gonna get clobbered anyway, so it's probably not in my best interest to play this one safely. Which is fair. I need to know if Melmetal gets 2 KO'd by Moonblast with my spread, custom spread, Tapu Lele, custom set, choice specs, Moonblast does not 2 KO. Okay, I hope. Okay, so I get another KO here. Question is, does he want it to be Lele? Of course not. I could see him giving me Dragonite. Oh, what am I doing? Habit. Dragonite, yep, makes sense. It's probably banded too. The Hydreigon, he's doubling to Tapu Lele here. You lose way too much value if I go Finny. No, he doesn't. Interesting. What does he go for then? He was banking on me making the... Interesting. Belch? Is this Belch? Is this some Belch shit? Storm coming through with the Belch? Certainly is. D-Knights, E-Speed comes through here. I'm just thinking if I want... My multi-scale broken. I want to save my Finny more than I want my multi-scale broken. Yeah. Nigga hitting me with the heat. So that means it's probably Nasty Plot. I doubt he has Draco Meteor. I'd be shocked if it's sub Draco without Nasty Plot. If it's Draco, he'll use it this turn. If it's not, he'll go to Finny. I mean, he'll go to Lele. I'll do a wing beat. Belch. Yeah. Belch was a good play in case I doubled to Finny. So right now, Glastrier, like anytime, Glastrier is the biggest threat to me. I just don't know. He needs Melmetal Gaunt for Glastrier to do anything. Like I don't think, unless it's agility. Like I wouldn't put it past Storm to have something like agility. So like again, one thing Storm has going for him is that he loves some creative shit. I'm not switching here. Thinking. No, actually, it's better to. You should just attack. I'm doing way too much with Bandit Duo Wing Beat. Yeah. Let's see who's faster. If he's CM, okay. I still don't know if he's. Wow, Nature's Madness hit. Don't see an item, right? We'll see. My Landorus is faster though, so I got that going for me. I doubt he is. If he's Scarf, I doubt he is. So it goes hard Glastrier, whatever. Right now, E-Speed wins. Right now, Weavile wins. I don't want him agilitying or something. I want him to have. Yeah, okay. Like I'm like, agility or some shit like that coming out. It'd suck. Weavile knock kills, forces Finny in. Finny has to Moonblast if scarfed. Okay. Yeah. If he's scarfed, yeah, I just go Dragonite. If he's scarfed, if he's not scarfed, I win. If he's scarfed, yeah, I go Dragonite here. If he doubles to Lele, good play. Yeah, it's probably Choice Scarf. But obviously, we've confirmed that this is spec, so we've just kills. With knock, GG. What was glass? For what? SD. Okay. All right, bro. GG though. Yeah, like Storm is a very capable player. I mean, as you can already see, like I think he's probably one of the top in the LT right now. Very proud of him. Well, I guess the niggas started like running up, so he is not anymore as far as I can tell. But knowing him, like he's probably gonna try the ladder last minute because it's mad competitive right now. So Chai is taking it to him, whoever that is. Yeah, I'm guessing Storm tilted down because he was at the top. He's having a tough run right now. But yeah, that was a fun game to play. I was one of them where I was just like, hey, you know, let's just do what takes value, and not overcomplicate it. Not, you know, played this dude earlier, and oh my god, I made the biggest mistake of my career. It was silly. Hold on. Um, y'all have been killing it with the comments and the love and all that. So, do I have the spectators thing turned off? But yeah, let us see. I guard. Dragon Knight's my best bet. Just depends on a few things. Weavile, you lose them on almost every time to Weavile's knock or triple axle. But Lele's are just like this meta game. Forgive my excitement because you got to understand. I think people don't realize. I think something that people don't realize. I don't ever play if I am not recording, which means. But I didn't think the metagame evolved this much. Because to be fair, I was like, oh yeah, there ain't shit change. But the metagame has evolved so much to where it's exciting again. And I had to think about this. I had to think about it for a while. I was like, man, why am I not as interested in playing right now? Like, is it, like, am I actually bored? You know? And I didn't want to jump to that conclusion. But I think looking now, it's probably the assumption that I had that the metagame hadn't changed. But it's changed a lot. You know? And so, let's assess this team. The biggest threat to me is easily Nidoking. That shit kills Amon when it comes in. Ferrothorno. So, trap with Mag. So we get the bands up. Should Leech Seed and Leech Seed twice. I made the mistake the first time with him. Because he has Protect. And like... So he should Leech Seed again. Yep. He has Protect. And that's the mistake I made last time. I didn't know he had Protect. And I allowed him to get away. Like, for example, now just one shot. Last time, I let his Ferrothorn get back up to full and he double protected. Crazy. So, obviously, we give up Lele here. I mean, what's his face here as he locks himself into Moonblast. Question is, I can get a kill here. And this is just this is a part of the game, right? I'm just going to have to make big cojones play, and I either have to EQ or I'll Ice Punch. If I get it wrong, I get almost no value out of the turn. If I get it right, big payoff. I could also go Dragonite and do the same, but I'd rather keep my multi-scale on that. So, does he go Lando? Or does he go Heatran? I think because double iron bash guarantees me value, you'd probably go to Heatran first. But which would I rather come in? I'd rather Lando. Does he go Heatran? Was Earthquake the play? I prefer Lando. If Lando goes, yeah, Heatran was what he went to. So it was Balloon. Okay, now I'm really glad I double iron bashed. Really glad I double iron bashed there. Spikes suck. But also Weavile is getting closer and closer to success. I just need to be careful and make sure that I have something for his Dragapult. So Magma Storm here. If I go Dragonite and Ice Punch, it's actually a very hard game. I don't think I'll be able to win it without having to risk something. I think he has too many good things that destroy me. and we're too even in the battle. Like if I EQ'd there, to put me. Well, no, because he had air balloon. That's wrong. But what I'm saying now, he magma. But if he has rocks on this, then I'm wrong. Which I doubt he will. Yeah, he misses storm. So for example, right here, one would assume Lele would come out. The problem with Lele coming out is, well, Lele or Nidoking comes out here. There's just no way you fucking leave the Heatran in to our Whirlpool. Yeah, I wanted to double to my fucking Weavile there so badly. So badly. But didn't. So now Finny's at risk. If he psychics, then at least I can get away. And he dies to rocks. Yeah, so the biggest threat to me is gone. The best thing here is I get to Swords Dance and Psychic Terrain is gone. He might actually just choked. How many turns of terrain does he have? I think he might have just gave me the game. The only way he didn't give me the game is if he goes hard Dragapult here. And no human goes hard Dragapult there. Yeah. Yeah, I think he just gave me the game by because you can't get terrain back up. So I'm guessing he's just gonna switch around and intimidate. But the problem with that is the Dragonite can E-speed your team to death. For one, who has the nerve to go Nidoking here? This shit must be Scarf. I'm gonna just run the calc real quick to make sure that that Ice Shard kills. I really doubt Nidoking can take an Ice Shard, but just to make sure Ice Shard kills. Okay, guaranteed kills. Yeah, I'm not playing with you, dude. I'm not playing with you. Going to Nidoking on a Weavile. Maybe he just doesn't know. Because he could have went Lando and intimidated me. I'm wondering why he's not going Lando. So that's like thinking about the long term of your decisions, right? Like, even if I wasn't Life Orb, you never want a Psychic because your Psychic terrain is gone. But I made that mistake yesterday. So, you know, it's win and learning, right? Like, but if you notice, my opponent forfeited and didn't save the well, I can't say he didn't save the replay, but like, actually, yeah, I have no clue if he saved the replay. But this would have been an important moment to save the replay because he had the matchup. He just made one crucial mistake. One, giving Ferrothorn up so easily. And he did that the last time we played too. The only difference is I made the dumb decision. But like that turn in particular, Weavile is a huge issue for you. So you never give me a free SD. You tried to send, save, replay, silent to whatever. Okay, so very cool team. Digging it. 1774. Quite a bit below me, about 100 points. We want to end this at least 1900 to make sure this was a good day's work. Dragonite. Damn good. Extreme speed in particular. I'm surprised he has two. If neither of these can touch zone, oh, lunch. This fucking Zapdos though. This Zapdos problem. That Rotom Heat problem. What's Dragonite's purpose in this one? Does it pick up any KOs other than Zapdos? No, does not. Kiramont speeds can't KO Cart nor Ferrothorn. No. So Dragonite's best bet is probably a late game E-speed situation, or it's actually still powerful. It might get me some value because it forces Rotom in. Magnezone's core purpose to remove Ferrothorn. When Ferrothorn's removed, what does that mean for me? Not as much as I'd like, honestly, because he has another, almost one of the best Melmetal counters in the game, which is Rotom Heat. It resists every move I have. Quad resists my strongest move. What's Landorus's purpose? Wow, this is a horrible matchup. I I'll really have to double down on Weavile in this one. I don't think this is one of those games where I get away scotch-free. And a bigger issue is that Zapdos and Rotom are the biggest threats to my team, but both of which lose to what I don't want to send in. Like, well, Kyurem too. So what doesn't lose to Kyurem, Rotom, and what doesn't lose to Kyurem, Rotom, and Zapdos immediately? Honestly, it's low-key Finny. It's low-key Finny. When I say low-key, I don't mean low-key. At least I know if he starts with Rotom here, because my Landers isn't that important. The only problem would be if he, for some reason, hard switches into Zapdos here as I go to Landers. But sorry. But yeah, y'all have been killing it, appreciating the content with the Q&As. But so my goal here is get him to VS, right? Excellent. And wanting him to leave this in here. If he goes Kyurem, complete waste of my time. Right? I'm a rocks in case he does have it. The play there was to Toxic. If he went Kyurem as I Toxic, I got no value out of the turn. Ideal situation is he leaves this in for me to defog. In order to defog. But yeah, he's showing Toxic Overheat, so what's his last move? It could be playing Split. Toxic was huge there. I really needed to Toxic this. That said, if he went Kyurem, right, and so now he just goes to Finny. But upside is I'm going to stay in to take this important bit of chip, because I know he's going to defog, right? Important bit of chip there, because this fucking Finny is his sole answer to my Weavile. Well, not his sole answer to Weavile, but certainly doesn't have the most Weavile checks. And so this is an interesting turn because I get to Whirlpool, which would end up helping me trap Ferrothorn. Now he's gonna get hazards, sucks. But then the Kyurem coming in, oh, he gives me Finny, which means Weavile has an easier time. Oh, we're the same set. Maybe this is just the wave, but I'm faster, which is important. And I'm outside of range. So yeah, him weakening my Finny is a big deal, but it's also very helpful for Weavile, especially if I trap Ferrothorn. It'll come down to whether or not the card is scarfed. If it's not scarfed, then Weavile probably is not gonna SD sweep, but you know it'll do a good bit of value. So the question here now is, no, I'm still going Lando. Here. He knocks. Now he can't knock me out from here. So the question now is, are you choiced or not? If he's not choiced, then I'll have to use Dragonite. But if I don't take any damage whatsoever, I'll lose 2 mons to this card. If I EQ here and he's not choiced, then I only lose 1 because I can go to Dragonite after this. So what's the greater of the two evils, right? EQing and he's not choiced and lose 2 mons, or stealth rocking. I think it'd probably be his Zapdos coming in for free. Okay, bad. Whew. So I got a ton of value that turn. Now his Kyurem can't keep coming in back and forth whenever it wants to. I'm going hard zone. They never do scout, I've found, ever. So he's getting up his hazards, which sucks. But as I said, Rotom can still beat me with overheat. But that's smart of him. He's like, okay, I'm going to commit to hazard. If he is Shed Shell, I'm about to kick somebody's... Alright, so body press should knock out from there. I'm expert belt. Oh, he's helmet. Okay. So now we're getting to the point where maybe we can do a little something with The way he played his card is as if it was choice. Well, I guess not necessarily. He could just feel like, well, I'm not gonna just let you destroy me. But this is a big turn because I have to give up 2 mons, but I get to get rid of hazards. This Rotom is just such an issue. Best case is that he misses overheat. I did all that work just to have to defog, but it did force his Ferrothorn to miss. Oh, sucks. Lucky scum. Damn. This fucking Rotom, man. I don't think he was better than Toxic there. The way he's playing is as if it's Scarf Cart. And if that's true, then 2 E-speeds here. Oh, excellent. I did a ton. Oh, he VS'd. I didn't expect him to VS there. It's actually kind of bad. I wanted him to Toxic. He goes Zapdos Galar. You must have fucking Banded Brave Bird if you go to Zapdos. Like there's no way you go Zapdos here. It could be Bulk Up. Bulk Up wins. First, let me find out if he knocks me out with Banded Brave Bird. Again, very much doubt it, but it's important to know. I wish he didn't VS. Really do. I think if I was DD, I won there. No, because nobody runs Dragon Move. Dragonite. What am I doing? Nobody runs Dragon Move. Dragonite. And Zapdos Galar. Nobody runs Brave Bird can kill me. It can kill me. Multi-scale broken. Say I got that Moxie. Brave Bird almost certainly kills me, in fact. Again, the question is, well, Weavile brings Weavile. I can't risk him bulking up, and if I live, he CC'd. Oh my God, blessed. God bless. Oh, imagine if I switch. Oh, imagine if I switch there. Oh, God bless. Because the reason this is so important is because I can't let him be able to seek Sacred Sword my team. Like I can't let him lock himself in a Sacred Sword, which I'm assuming he's choice. So you go for he does Sacred Sword here, which is interesting because now I wish I had superpower, but don't. I'll double Iron Bash. Okay. Because I'm getting him in range of Ice Shard potentially. Sacred Sword doesn't kill. Give him Melmetal. It's gonna come down to what his Kyurem set is, I think. Is it better here to Extreme Speed? Extreme Speed should 2-way KO card from 35. And if I hit his Kyurem with Extreme Speed, then Weavile's Triple Axle probably can kill him. This is gonna get close. It's gonna get very close. Alright, let's see how much Dragonite E-Speed does to Kartana. Oh, you choice card. Choice Bandit E-Speed does 22 to 26. So my player is actually the E-Speed. So he sacks Zapdos. Okay. Which means that, let's see how much Ice Shard does to... So let me think here. If he is choiced... If he is choiced, knocks me out, I go to Magnezone, knock him out, and he Sacred Swords. It's going to come down to whether Kartana can take an Ice Shard. a life orb ice shard at 35%. That, or I go Magnezone here. I'm actually gonna extreme speed here. It's hard to say whether or not at this point. Oh, triple axle, Swordsdance. I doubt he's choice fucking Focus Blast. I don't. If he's not choice, there's no way he has Focus Blast. There's just no way. There's no way. That's not a set. And if it's not choice, it should not have Draco. I should run the calc on this. What did he go for? Yeah, he spexed. Alright, cool. Joy specs. Okay, whew, I made the correct play. Whew. Okay. If he specs, he made a misplay going to, he went to something on my Dragonite. He went Zapdos instead of going Kyurem. That was a motherfucking game. That was a motherfucking game. Guys, when I say matchup ass, Scarf Cart is really poor for this team. But Rotom Heat? Whew. That was fun. That was some fun. So let's keep going. Didn't I play this dude again? Was it Ryza or was it Ryzon or some shit like that? The dude with the Urshifu that I allowed to beat me. I choked on. That's some more accurate representation. But he's 1997. I mean 1997. So 1979. So that's good. He has Lele, which is bad. I need to shut off spectators for my games, but I guess you can't do that because it's LLT stuff. So maybe that's why. Magnezone is gonna be mad important. What's the biggest threat to see? When I click Dueling Beat, what do I even click Dueling Beat versus? Not much. Levi is my biggest threat for sure. Metal. If he loses Magnezone, is a huge issue. I gotta make sure he's not Magnerized Magnezone or I'm fucked. Very hard matchup. So I'm not gonna win this defensively. He has too many issues for me. So the question then is, how do I beat him before he beats me? Okay. Phase 1. How do I beat him before he beats me? Too many variations in the sets. Like the cart could, if I knew what the zone in the cart was, it wouldn't be as bad. But that shit right there. So what's Landorus' key role in this one? Because you can see his timer is going down too. He's like, okay, which route do I take? I respect the Landorus route because you're like, okay, if your choice, you get to U-turn here. And this is why I went Metal, because his biggest threat to me is Lele. If I'm choice, you get to U-turn here, but the problem is if I EQ, you would probably think, okay, well, he'd never. I do want to EQ here. A lot. But I don't know shit about his team. So if he is sashed and he goes for the rocks and I EQ, almost game over. The level of momentum lost there. So as much as, you know, gut and all that stuff, U-turn, okay, rocks. So I would have gotten his Lando there. The B player U-turn into Lele. I'll rocks back. If he toxic, he toxic. Okay, so he has toxic. Cool. Cart makes sense only if you're not choiced. Ah! Fuck, man. All right, so now I really gotta amp the ante because those matter a lot, particularly because I know this Landers versus Landers matchup is gonna happen often, and so every time he comes in on rocks on Toxic, it is huge. And just like the last time, what's it called? I think this happened in a live. I think this might have been the same live. I've been playing for an hour and a half, so I don't know. And there was a guy with a Coco. I think that was the dude I choked versus. Yeah. And him not being toxic. No, maybe it wasn't him. I don't know. But him being toxic here means Magnezone has no switch-ins. So now it goes to Lele and, you know, he just gets to Moonblast freely. That blows. I gotta hope Mel. Mel took 2 from Storms, so I kind of have to bank on that. But it matters a lot. It matters a lot. I just gotta get over it, though. This is such is life. Okay. So here. I gotta get this right. Is it worth losing? Is killing his Landers worth? Is killing his Landers worth getting trapped by Magnezone? I think it is. Like, I'm not in a position of power right now, so I had to make that play. If it's Magnerize, then this wasn't the play. If it's Magnerize, could get frozen. Yeah, that's kind of the downside of that. Sucks. Okay, so body press comes out. Him losing Landers there is big though. So I guess the toxic we can end up compensating a bit. Yeah, 2 KO. He doesn't 2 KO me with press. Steel beam. Okay, I respect it. I don't mind that too much. So right now it's a matter of what, because like right now zone is a huge issue. Weavile is a huge issue. Specs Lele, Dragonite. He can't ever go Lele because he loses a mon to my cart. Can't ever go Dragonite, so he has to go Weavile or Kartana. So which one do I think is least threatening? Dragonite's my best play. So he chooses Weavile. The reason I was like, okay, I'm okay with that, is because the Weavile almost has to go either for a hard switch out, because Dragonite's too problematic. I don't think he's gonna knock. Yeah, he has to triple, which puts me in a really good spot because you have nothing for Flash Cannon. Unless you predict me to body press and go Lele. But it goes to Dragonite. Spidef drop. Question just is, again, EQ here, do you... I'm gonna finish obvious, but if he's banded in dual wing beat, I can switch back to and so here you definitely either go to Kartana or Tapu Lele. Lele I can handle. Lele gets to it killed, but it has to psychic to KO me, and if it's psychics, I want to go Weavile so badly here. Actually, he can't KO me now. Moonblast, yeah. It can't KO me because of the special attack drop. He gets a special attack drop too. Yeah. I'm doing 23, so if he gets another one, I'll switch the Finny out. Okay. So the biggest threat to my team is now gone. My Magnezone is still healthy enough to where I can take on the Weavile. My Weavile is healthy. And a lot of it is gonna come down to like cards, things like that. Like what cart set is it? What, you know, this in all these games we've kept our Dragonite at full because it's our only switch into Sacred Sword. So it's still far from over. It's just, again, he has so much offense, I have so much. We both got to get our plays right. And thus far, I've just managed to edge him out a little bit. And So Weavile comes in, which I'm surprised by, but I guess not really. Moonblast here. Xenox. Guess not really, because Weavile forces me to bring in. I should double to my Weavile here. No, but then Dragonite. Just extreme speeds. And if I double around too much, like I give him openings. Besides, I think he might die to Flash Cannon at... Oh, he's Boots. He's Boots. I did not notice that, which means he might not be able to touch. He might be dual wing beat straight up, which I could see him switching back to Weavile here if that's the case. He knows I've seen Earthquake, so if you double the Weavile, it could work. It could work. I could see him doing it. But he roosts. Okay, good. Dual wing beat won't cut it. If he goes hard, Weavile on the Ice Punch. Kudos. Kudos, my guy. Oh, so close. Oh, this is not good. Him outspeeding me with dual wing beat is actually really bad. So I have to Ice Punch here because he's gonna Swords Dance. Oh, he knocks. Surprised he knocked. So it's Scarf Cart. That's the only explanation for this. So my play would be to Iron Defense, but Sacred Sword goes through Scarf. I gotta play like he's not Scarf Cart. We literally just discussed that Scarf Cart is the biggest threat to me. So how would I get around Scarf Cart? I'd have to go to my Weavile, beat his, and then crit him with Thunderbolt. No, I'd have to Ice Shard then. But no, he gets a defense boost, attack boost. No, not if I get Life Orbed. If I go Magnezone first and he's not Scarf, can I win? If I go to Magnezone first, kill him. If I go Weavile first, Swords Dance, and it's a speed tie, and he knocks, and I take rocks and Life Orb. Yeah. I think my best bet here is to hope he doesn't have Secret Sword. Yeah, so my best bet is to hope he doesn't have Sacred Sword, which is unlikely. Yeah, and he's probably Choice Scarf. Yep. Game. Man. Yeah. I don't regret any play I made though. I don't regret any play I made. I think he played it just to where I think he identified that I was really weak to Scarf Cart and played it as such. There's no way I could have gotten around the Magnezone without using Lando. There's no way I could have gotten around his Lando without getting Toxic. There's no way to get around. I could have not killed his Landorus, which would have made my Melmetal not get trapped, but that doesn't really solve the Kartana problem. The only thing I guess I could have done differently would be Defog versus his Magnezone, but there's no way I could have predicted Steel Beam there. So if I defogged there, it would have meant Dragonite kept his multi-scale. But yeah, we're gonna end it like right there for today. Been battling for 2 hours, well 3 hours, 2.5 hours, 3. So my brain is fried, but we got a good bit. We're almost at 1900. I'll be back tomorrow with your regularly scheduled programming. And so thank you all for watching and taking this journey with me as though we made mistakes and learned, and you can see we're winning, learning better with the team. Hit the like button if you got this far, and I'll see you in the next one.